Hi everybody, it's Patrick for Polygon.com, and welcome to Please Retweet. I've got a very special guest with me today.
It's Miku.
Hi there.
Hello.
So what we do on the show, Nick, is we take this really good picture of Toad that I made a couple months ago, and we try to get Nintendo to retweet it. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at last week's tweet and see maybe what went wrong there, because they haven't retweeted us yet.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and scroll onto my Twitter page and take a look at that image. So here's last week's tweet. I tried to go for an emotional appeal. I showed them a picture of my grandpa,
Okay.
who I said loved Toad.
And did it work?
They didn't retweet it yet. So do you have any insight on maybe what would work?
Yeah, I think right off the bat is a few sort of just general engagement tips. I follow Nintendo's social media really closely, and one thing that I've sort of noticed is that all of Nintendo's social media operations are run from within their Redwood City offices, which is in the Bay Area in California. So right off the bat there's a big time zone difference between here and New York and there. So I'd factor that in. I noticed that they tend to be most generous with their Twitter interactions in the late afternoon after they've had lunch. I think they get a little full and they feel a little more generous with their favorites and their likes. So I would think usually in the late afternoon, somewhere between the hours of like 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, slightly closer to 4 usually is when you have the highest odds of getting interaction from the Nintendo America account.
So let's go ahead and get our tweet started. One of the things that I was really excited about, in addition to that insight that you just provided, one of the things I was really excited to have you here for is that we can like collaborate a little bit. We can workshop a bit. So let's go ahead and grab our Toad. No, just got bigger.
Is this the same image you use every time?
Yeah.
So you're re-uploading this whole thing every time? 'Cause it's very high quality.
I'll just get out of it. Yeah.
Exit.
There we go. We got our. No, hang on. Okay, so what we're gonna do always is drag Toad to the Twitter client, and we're gonna mention Nintendo. Get them in here. So I'm thinking I'll take the first draft of this tweet, and then I'll let you do the other one. And you're sort of an influencer, and I just got my verification on Twitter.
Congrats.
Thank you. We're gonna try to sort of like leverage like a sort of like brand influence.
Okay.
So
that's a good idea.
Boy, howdy, am I glad to have my blue check mark. I bet my fans online would love to see this Toad retweeted. Got a little bit of a Nintendo pop-up in the way there, but it's okay. So I'm gonna hand this off to you and see like how you can punch it up for me.
Sure. So right off the bat you wanna make sure that all of your followers can see this. You're gonna actually put a second @ symbol in front of the first one, that way your followers see it and you get sort of the double engagement. I think you have 9 extra characters here, and something I like to do is use ellipses just to fill up every character. That way you're maximizing the space that the tweet takes up in their timeline and in their mentions.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what else we can add, 'cause I do wanna make room to some stuff that's very influencer driven. So instead of blue check mark, we update that to BCM. Change that, add this here. Did you get have? It would be helpful to because of the way that Twitter displays images. I think it would be good to use all 4 of the image slots, because Twitter actually lets you upload up to 4 separate images.
So will that push us up in the SEO ranking?
I think it'll help in terms of the amount of time they have to spend on your tweet, because they're gonna look at all 4, and every second counts when you're trying to get someone to consider a retweet.
This looks good.
I'm gonna pass it back to you.
Thanks.
See what you wanna add.
I like this a lot. I think what I'm gonna do to punch it up a little bit is add a little more influencer language to it. I think I'm gonna change glad to stoked. I bet what's a cooler word for fans?
You can do fans, followers. In a certain point, you won't do this today, but at a certain point you'll have a special word that you use for your followers.
Okay.
Like the Pat Army. You could even do that now actually. Get that started. You could say the Pat Army.
Okay, great. No, this looks good so far. And the last thing I'm gonna do that I've seen sort of really blowing up on Twitter is I'm gonna throw some emojis on here.
That's a good idea.
The emoji button Nick, why isn't the emoji button working?
You've gotta hold it down.
There we go. There we go. That's good. I think we got it.
I would like to do one more pass on it just to make sure it's perfect. Part of it is the whole component of, it being like Toad and you're uploading these images every single week to the cloud, and so I'm kinda tempted to just say military family of mine would love to see this mushroom cloud. And now how many characters do we have left?
We got 0. That's exactly right.
Then I think we're pretty much done.
Alright, so I feel really good about this, so let's go ahead and hit send. Yo, so thank you so much for your help. And just check in next week and we're gonna let you know if Nintendo retweeted us.